I guess maybe this is a flaw in intermediate scrutiny more generally. I don't really know what that means other than is it reasonable? What's the difference?
Well, this court has used has sort of put the test differently in different cases.
I know the formulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, Congress thinks it's appropriate to put a restriction on people profiting off commercially appropriating someone else's name, and as Justice Gorsuch has detailed, that's long been Congress's view, and even before this statute has been part of the law, and we just have to make a judgment. Is that reasonable? I don't know if throwing the term intermediate scrutiny around does nothing for me.
I think that's fair. What I would say is that whether it's reasonableness or intermediate scrutiny, I think it's really the burden should be on the government to try to justify the law. I don't think,
Well, I guess I've just said it, and others have said it, so I won't belabor it, but a judgment that you shouldn't be able to profit off use of someone else's name.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I think there's really a burden on the government. It might. I think what's so unusual here is the government hasn't really tried to show why, what the justification would be, what real-world harm is sort of being worked by the registration here as opposed to the use of the trademark, which, as I understood my friend to concede, this is perfectly appropriate to be used as a mark. And, if the former President Trump were to bring a right of publicity action against my client, that would fail on First Amendment grounds. And so what I would say is that the government doesn't have a legitimate interest in facilitating the unconstitutional application of state law. And I think that's the great many, sort of applications of the statute once you take into account all these other provisions that exist. And so if there is a historical foundation, I do think it's incumbent on the government to identify one. We've brought this case as an as-applied challenge, so we're willing to give the government another crack at it in another case to try to show that record. The only relief we've sought here is as-applied relief.